Hello and welcome to my Blender tutorial. Going to be making a 3D model. Obviously, it's Blender. Um, Alright, I don't really want to be boring in this, so I'm going to get right into it. We're going to be making a sea turtle. This is part of a college assignment I'm doing, and I just thought a video tutorial would be a nice thing to do. The first thing we want to do is press Shift A, and I think a cylinder is probably quite a nice thing to do. We'll add in a cylinder. Down here, we'll change the vertices to about a few vertices. How many do we want? I think 8 vertices is quite nice. Yeah, I think that'll do for our sea turtle. You can then make the shape a little bit smaller and just move it along a bit. So here's our basic shape. What we're going to be doing with this shape is turning it into a low poly 3D model of a sea turtle. If we scale it a little bit, change the sizes, and then once we're happy with how it looks, we'll go into edit mode and mess around with it. First thing we want to do, I'm thinking the first thing we probably do want to do is get a reference of a sea turtle, or at least look at some images of sea turtles. Try and find a nice side view of a sea turtle. Yeah, these ones are nice. I'm thinking this one has quite a nice shape to it. Or this one. We're just going for the shape of the sea turtle. So if we save this image into any document and save it as whatever your reference image is, and go back into Blender. If you then press N and scroll down, you take background images, you press add image, you open it. You then come into find your file, your document, and find the reference image, and then double click it. If you also can't see the reference image, it's probably because you're in a perspective view. And for me, unfortunately, I'm on Ubuntu, and my keys on my keyboard have a few problems, so I cannot be using this reference image for the creation of the asset. But I'll try my best at home with what I've got. I'll try and work with whatever I can use. So just press N again to get rid of that window because I cannot use it. Right, so let's go into edit mode. And the first thing I'm going to do is extrude the face. And I think extruding it to about this height is good. You press E to extrude your face, and we'll scale it down a bit. In fact, I think we'll go down a bit, and then put a bit more of an edge on the 3D model. Then we'll extrude it up. Right, that seems about right. So, as you can see here, this cylinder is being slowly turned into the rough shape of a sea turtle's shell. And we're also aiming to not have too many polygons. You can see up here the faces. There's currently 26. And we do not want many more than that. It's probably a limit. It's probably a good number, 26. We also want it to be low poly so we can easily texture it in this video. So the video is not going to be too long, hopefully. If we then press A to select the whole model, and we'll rotate it up a tiny bit. So it's slightly angled. Then instead of creating a new object and building off it, we're going to create the bottom of the sea turtle quite simply by pressing I to I forgot what the tool is, to insert the shell a tiny bit, and we will then scale it to how we like. I think that looks nice. And then we'll press E again to make it a bit taller, or make the shell go inwards a bit. And then if it sticks out of the edges, you then use the scale tool to simply just drag it inwards. Now what we'll do is we will create a new object, and right now we'll just create a cube. And then we'll scale it down. We'll put it nicely in place in the middle of the sea turtle. Basically 3D modeling for me, I'm still learning how to 3D model. I'm not very good, to be honest, and I need lots of practice. But it's a lot of extruding, insetting faces, beveling edges, messing around with modifiers and tools to make everything look nice, and just learning as you go. So if you're all beginners, which I'm sure some people watching this video might be beginners, just keep trying, and you'll make it eventually. Right, so we want to go into our wireframe by pressing Z, and I actually want to raise this a little bit. I'm going to press E, extrude it out of the shape, and then scale it in. Move it down a bit. As you can see, there's some vertexes. Vertices here that are sticking out of the object. So we just want to quickly select them and scale them inwards a bit. Yeah, that looks fine. So now we have a shell sat on a cube or on a rectangle, and yeah, that's about it so far. We're going to go underneath the sea turtle, back into the wireframe view. I'm going to select faces, and I'm going to right click this face here and press S for scale, and then Y for scaling on the y-axis, and I just want to move it a tiny bit. I'll do the same to this one. S, Y. Right, I messed that up a tiny bit, but it's all about learning. I'll edit the back one too. Yeah, that'll do. What we want to do now is extrude the face. That's what I forgot to do. As you can see, the face is a bit curved in some places, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Scale the tool out, extrude the tool out by pressing E, and then we'll just scale it inwards, and then make it look nice by we're just trying to make the bottom of the sea turtle look reasonable. If we pull out the back, is this the back? No, this is the front. If we pull out the front of the sea turtle, move it up, just going to move the whole model a tiny bit this way. If you have orthographic view on a numpad, press 5 to enter the orthographic view, and it will pretty much fix all your problems. And if you can't enter orthographic view, then you'll be like me and you'll be struggling a tiny bit. But there's no need to worry. Lots of people, you can mirror your tool so everything looks even. You can mirror your model so everything looks even. But I'm just going to go for it for now. Go with it for now, and try and make it look nice as I go along. So I'm just going to scale this bit down so obviously it doesn't stick out the top of the 3D model. And extrude it, scale it, and that fits perfectly at the back. Now I'm going to select the vertexes here and here, scale them inwards a bit, then I'm going to raise them up through into the model, and then I'm going to press Ctrl R and cut the model in half. Select it about here, Ctrl R again, cut through the 3D, the object should I say, cut through the cube. Now if we go back to the faces, we can select this one, extrude it, or in fact if we extrude it a tiny bit, scale it down, and if we insert the shape, we can then scale it a little bit inwards. Scale out a bit actually. And then we can subdivide it and select vertexes here. Scale it up so it makes a nice round shape. We then go back to the faces, select the faces. We then have an outcrop for the neck of the sea turtle. I'm just going to quickly select all of these bits and actually extend them out a tiny bit. Yeah, that'll do. Now I'm going to select the face here, and I'm going to select all of these faces. I'm going to make them a tiny bit larger, and I'm going to extrude this face. And it seems to be taking shape a little bit. Right, so now I'm going to grab these back. I'm going to grab these back legs. I'm going to extrude them. I'm also going to move them outwards. Oh, that doesn't look nice. I'm going to move them outwards, scale them up. I mean, scale them down. Now we're going to grab the vertexes. Going to move them across. And then quickly go back to some reference images. The sea turtle's feet are kind of triangular, as you can see here. And yeah, so I'm going to try and emulate this kind of shape without making it look stupid or insanely high poly. Right, so let's raise out a bit, move these out. I'm going to move this one up here a tiny bit, and this one over here a tiny bit. So now we've got the legs, the back legs of this sea turtle. I'm also going to extrude them again. Oh, never mind. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to insert these faces here. Then extrude them. Move them down. They've got a bit more shape to them. So if we come back to the neck here, we're going to want to select some of them, press F. Oh, never mind. Select these ones here, press F. Select these ones here, press F. Select these ones, F. These ones, F. What this does is it just cuts down some poly count, and the sea turtle should look relatively okay. I'm going to come back to the object here actually, and I'm going to move these back vertices. Yeah, that looks nice. Right, so we have the rough shape of a sea turtle. I'm not actually too good at creating sea turtles, as you can probably tell, but I'm trying my best. There are other things I can model quite well. I guess today's just not my day. Yeah, so we've got the back legs, the shell, and almost the head of a sea turtle. If we now create some front flippers of the sea turtle, it should start to take shape. So we're going to grab these here, these two sides, and I'm going to insert them tiniest amount and extrude them forwards. If I then move them outwards, scale them individually, they should, I'm sorry if the model irritates you because it doesn't match, but I'm just doing this video as quickly as I can. It's been about maybe 20 minutes already, so I'm just gonna pretty much rush through this all. Now I'm gonna select the model, move the arms down a little bit. I'm gonna move this one out slightly. Yeah, that looks okay. I'm gonna extend it. Press R to rotate it a tiny bit, move it down, scale it in. Then I'm gonna quickly scale it down. Then press R again. Oh, E to extend. Press R, scale it down. I'm going to scale it forwards a bit. Press R. Depending on which angle you're at, it helps you rotate the angles of the. Helps you rotate the. It'll rotate the face along which angle you're facing. If you're above it, you can rotate it like this. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to get thinner. I'm going to move it down, rotate it. I'm going to extrude it again, move it down, rotate it, scale it down. I think that looks reasonable. So we'll grab this one too. Oh no, my bad. And we will do basically the same thing. So grab the, we'll extrude it out, scale it down. We will then extrude it again. Oh no, we'll rotate it quickly. Extrude it again. Rotate it. Scale it down. Rotate it again. Move it down. Then we'll grab it and extrude it again. This nice long face. We'll then scale it down. Scale it smaller again. Probably extend it a tiny bit. And then we will actually move it to where we think it would fit. I'm sorry this video is quite it's not quite professional. I'm just trying to demonstrate some things that you can do, some techniques of creating a simple 3D model. And then the last face we will quickly extrude, scale. It should be roughly the same size. Yep. If you think that they may be too big, you could select them again, move back, select the different faces, and you could scale them in. You could scale them down, move them to whatever shape you think would fit. I'm just going to leave them. And I think that'll do for the arms. Then we're going to grab the head, and we're going to make this one quite simply. We're going to scale this bit up, extrude it forwards. This is quite a simple head. We'll extrude it again, scale it in. If we use something like the knife tool, we can then cut across the object. Ooh. K. Scroll across. Then press enter. We now have something we can use to make a simple mouth for the sea turtle. I'm going to go to edge select here, move it a little further back into the model. Then I'm going to select these two faces. I'm going to inset them. I'm going to press W, subdivide them, and then I'm going to select these vertexes. Well, these four actually. Oh no. Select these four too, and we'll scale it inwards. It should make a rough shape of the eyes. There we go. And that's a basic sea turtle model. This is quite a long video. So what I'm going to do is upload a second part of texturing this quite simply. One way of doing it could be to make a new material, select the different parts of the model, each individual face, etc. And then you select what color you want it to be. And then select some different colors. You can use C, the camera tool, or not C, and select some random faces. And then you just make different colors, quite simply. Assign them to your model, and it lets you add some quick materials and textures. But next I will demonstrate how to make some simple textures for your model. Here's I'm sorry this video wasn't quite quick, but I did try my best. We'll move this lighting and press F12 to render it. We'll quickly mess around with the lighting. I like using a hemi-light because it covers all angles of the model. And then we'll quickly rotate the camera to a nicer angle. And here's our sea turtle. So, hope you enjoyed watching the video. I know it's not very instructional, and I'm not too good at 3D modeling, but this is just a simple sea turtle design. As I said, it's for a college assignment. So, thanks for watching. Goodbye.